Okay, we have John Aldridge here, director and writer of Dream State.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for submitting to the festival. We really enjoyed your film. Could you tell us a little bit about Dream State and how it came about?
Yeah, it was working with a few actors and crew for a few years, and then we all decided we had a good time working together. We wanted to make some more films, so we'd always liked dream, surreal related films and horror films, so we did a few more dream films. So this initial Dream State was the first of a series of short films, all from dreams from around the same period. So the first one was like a compilation of dreams, like a best of dreams from over a few years. So there was any ones related to vampires or elves put together into a narrative. So there's a few more come after that one that all have a loose thread running through them, maybe just with them all dreams from around the same time of life.
And all your dreams?
Yeah. Some of the other films are other people's dreams. So liked collecting dreams over the years. Whenever anyone's told me one interesting, I've written it down and sort of assimilated them all together.
Yeah, great concept. Great. So, without giving too much away, tell us what the film's about and how it kind of starts, the middle and end, and without giving a spoiler as such.
Yeah. So there's the protagonist has a recurring dream or a lucid dream of a forest with vampires and elves. So there he's observing what happens, and then he wakes up from that dream, has lucid dreams where he thinks he's awake and starts seeing vampires around him, realises he's dreaming, and that becomes a way further into the lucid dream, into the caves and forests where these vampires now seem to live.
Fantastic. And how long did the shoot take? Can you talk us through the shoot and from sort of the length of time it took, how long it took to plan it, and whether there was any difficulties, etc.?
It was pretty loose. It was like a group of friends every weekend. We'd meet up, shoot little bits, wherever locations we could get to. The majority of the caves were a place called Crank, out in the middle of nowhere, which was a strange little town where we just found these caves and used to drive out there at weekends and just film for as long as we could. And the bit in the bar was my friend's bar that he was managing at the time, so we had any time that it was free, we could go there and get everyone in makeup as vampires and elves and film for as long as we liked.
And these are friends or
some were actors I'd worked on with
yeah.
other projects, and because we liked working together, we just kept going and filmed whenever we could, whenever people were free.
Fantastic.
So yeah, it was quite a laid-back, easy shoot. Everyone had fun making it.
And how long was the shoot?
Because we were filming several different films at once, it was kind of hard to gauge. We'd film in one location and film for a few different. But I think it ended up being about 2 months of weekends. So that's ended up being material for about 10, 11 films. So there's a few more to come.
So you're writer, director, producer.
Yeah.
You didn't operate you didn't do cinematography, no?
A little bit.
You did some of that as well?
Yeah.
So you're kind of taking ownership of nearly all. Did you edit as well?
Yes.
It's your project.
Yeah.
Just slightly. So in regard to the shoot, obviously you've got the writing concept and there's a series of stories. But what challenges? Did you face any challenges, and if so, what were they?
I suppose the usual with guerrilla films, it was people's schedules and but I don't remember there being any. Maybe it's just looking back at remembering things in a really pleasant way. Makeup was a challenge sometimes, and the usual challenges of any film where people fall out, but everyone who's been involved said they had a good time, and we've all kept in touch and kept working together.
You didn't do the makeup?
No.
It
was the one thing.
It's seriously talented. The makeup's really great and it works really well. And it's short. It's 4 minutes long.
Yeah.
But I think it works all the better for you not expanding it. It's bang bang bang, isn't it?
Yeah.
presume that's exactly what you went for.
Absolutely, yeah. I just wanted it to be. Well, it's strange seeing it again today for the first time in a while. It feels really fast, but yeah, over the editing process, it was edited down. There was more cut out, and it was just nice trying to find a nice rhythm and a nice pace for it.
So there's a lot of sound effects.
Yeah.
Was that in your head before, or does that come afterwards? For people watching that kind of are thinking, I want to start and maybe do my first project. Did that come to you? Were you thinking beforehand, oh yeah, I'm going to really do this at this point and then I'm going to have these sound effects? Or do you do the visuals and then you come to the sound effects afterwards?
Yeah, the sound was all afterwards. That was a learning curve. I think I've learned a lot about sound through this film.
Yeah, because it's very impactful in your film. You know, you time it to perfection, really, and it all works. You know, the close-ups and like you said previous to me, that everything was done in camera, no special effects as such. No post, no CGI or anything like that.
Yeah, one thing that was maybe a challenge was I wanted to do it without music. I wanted it to feel subjective, and that was difficult because I think when there's no music, it really brings everything up to scrutiny, doesn't it? Particularly the sound. So it was interesting. That was an interesting challenge to try and find different ways to use sound rather than having the usual wallpaper music that would maybe make it a bit easier.
We really enjoyed it, and thank you so much for putting it in. Future projects, what's next?
Well, we kept going with Dream State, so there's a few more that were from that period that have only recently been finished. So they're to come out over the next couple of months.
Oh, great.
And then we've moved on to further Dream films, but these ones have been longer, so these are about 20 minutes each.
Oh, really? Okay. Dialogue or?
Yeah, so these are more traditional, these are more like a kind of Black Mirror for dreams.
Okay, fantastic. And a final question. What inspires you? What kind of film inspires you? Horror films?
Yeah.
What would be your favourites, one or two? Or?
I think for that Dream State particularly, Chien Andalou was a big influence. Wanting to do something that you could have done 100 years ago. Do everything in camera and make it as subjective as possible.
So is that something that means a lot to you as a filmmaker, to make sure it's done in camera and not something that's done post? It's
something I enjoy doing, yeah. It's particularly with something surreal and dreamlike. It kind of feels more subjective to do it in camera. I enjoy CGI and effects, but I always wanted that strange, maybe it's like a contradiction of doing something really surreal, but doing it all in camera.
So you said it feels very subjective, but on top of that, don't put words in your mouth, but is there more sense of satisfaction when you do it like that?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, just something that's tactile and real and in front of you.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's the thing about lucid dreams, or it feels real when you're in it.
But lucid dreams, you know you're in the dream.
Yeah.
Kind of you're in it, but you can't get out of it. That's what a lucid dream. Yeah.
But then, I've had dreams where I've realised I was dreaming, but then been trapped in it, and it's become even more scary.
Yes.
For that aspect.
Yeah. Thank you so much, John. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Oh,
thank you for submitting to the festival.
Thanks so much for showing it. It's been a great
We look
show.
forward to anything else that you make.
Thank you.
Wish you all the best.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, John.